I'm not even going to spend any time on it because for me personally, as a host, as an American, as somebody who understands the threat of Islam, it is so repulsive and offensive to me to see President Obama at a baseball game doing the wave with communist dictators while blood is still drying in Belgium. It's unthinkable that he didn't just cancel this and say, I've got to go back to America. I need to huddle with my national security team, whatever. It's inconceivable to me. And that's it. That's all I'm going to discuss. This president is an embarrassment, and he's too uneducated. He's too unsophisticated. He's too foolish. He's too unethical to know that he should be embarrassed. In a moment, we're going to suspend reality and put ourselves into the mind of a Muslim. And it's going to be a very interesting exercise. For some of you, it'll be a little bit troubling, but listen to me. It will be worth the exercise, because then at least it will make sense. Why would these two brothers kill themselves in order to kill non-Muslims? Why would a mother raise her children to do this? Why would mothers in the Middle East rejoice and say, my sons are bridegrooms today? We're going to do this exercise. We're going to get inside of their head. But first, I need to quickly talk about American politics. As you probably know by now, Jeb Bush has endorsed Ted Cruz. I like Ted Cruz. I like him a lot. I loathe Jeb Bush. I mean, not as one Christian to another, but I mean his politics, his history, his cowardice, his treachery. So what we see happening is the establishment is rallying behind Cruz as their last hope to stop Trump. Now, if you are a regular viewer of this show, you know that I called Arizona. I made the prediction that Cruz would do really well in Utah and that he would beat Trump in Arizona. I predicted that last night was going to be a bad night for Donald Trump. I was wrong. Most late-breaking voters in this election cycle, the polls show, have gone to Ted Cruz. And as we came into the Arizona primary, Trump was ahead 10, 12 points. And there was a lot of speculation that with the 30-some-odd% that were undecided, that Ted Cruz could do a surprise upset. It went the other way. Trump slaughtered him. Took all the delegates, obviously, but more importantly, beat him by, the last number I saw was well over 20 points. So what it showed was that the attack in Brussels helped sway the voter, the thinker. Like, if I have to choose between Trump and Cruz being in charge of defeating ISIS, I pick Trump. So, you know, some people are saying, well, it was really a great night for Cruz because he took Utah, and it was a great night for Trump because he took Arizona. Listen to me, all right? Utah is not reflective of the country. I mean, no disrespect whatsoever to Ted Cruz, but listen to me. Utah is about Mitt Romney and Glenn Beck. The end. That's it. Utah is overwhelmingly Mormon. All right? Mitt Romney is a Mormon. Glenn Beck is a Mormon. And Utah loves Mitt Romney. So if Mitt Romney says to his Mormon followers, his Mormon fellows, his fellow Mormons, vote for Ted Cruz, they're going to do it. All right? So there is no surprise that Ted Cruz won, and this is what's the most important takeaway. It is not in any way reflective of the rest of the country. When this race goes to New York, New Jersey, Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, when it goes to the Northeast, Donald Trump is going to trounce Ted Cruz. Okay? So I made the prediction that Trump would lose Arizona last night. He, in fact, won, which, if you look at the delegate count now, puts him in the driver's seat it's going to be almost impossible for Ted Cruz to catch him. What this means is that the establishment is going to do everything they can to see that Donald Trump does not hit the magic number of 1237. So they're frantic. They're on the phone. Jeb Bush, think this through with me. Jeb Bush, the establishmentarian, he endorsed Cruz. That means that it's all bets are off. They want Cruz to stop Trump. They know that Cruz cannot catch him. There's no way. Donald Trump is going to carry New York. He's going to carry California. So what they got to hope for is that in some of the proportional states that are left, and maybe a few of the states that have a fairly conservative Republican base, that Cruz can get enough delegates to stop Trump. And at that point, they take the first ballot. Nobody's the winner. Then the question is, in the second ballot, when people are freed up, does Jeb Bush honor his endorsement and say, all right, let's all vote for Cruz now? Does Lindsey Graham say, let's vote for Cruz now? Or do they say, Ted, you've served your purpose. Let's turn all eyes to John Kasich, who is a real insider. And he could be the one that they want all along. This might just be a way for them to stall Trump and then to get Kasich. We'll see what happens. But it was a big night for Ted Cruz with the Utah win. But again, it's not reflective of the country. It's a much bigger win for Donald Trump. In American Samoa, they each got one delegate. The Virgin Islands has gotten into a spitting match with itself over which delegates are going to be seated. So that literally is still unstable and unknown. It looks like each Cruz and Trump got one each, and Rubio got two. I don't know, but this I know. The momentum is with Trump. And this explosion, these terrorist attacks in Belgium have all but solidified a Donald Trump presidency. That's my prediction, and I'm sticking to it. I will be back in a minute to suspend reality. And by the way, if you don't like the reality of Donald Trump being the president, to work your heart out for Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz is a great man. All right? I'm not here to endorse or not endorse. I'm here to call balls and strikes as I see them. All right? That's what I'm seeing. And what I'm also seeing is that if you look at the words of Muhammad and try and put yourself into that mindset, then there's a few things that naturally follow. So get ready. If you've got a seatbelt on your couch or on your chair, buckle in, because we're going to try and put ourselves into the mind of Islam.